and they don't want to cross that bridge until they have to.
Yeah.
They have crossed the bridge that I wouldn't have expected that they'd cross.
Whoa!
It was the No Fun League. Single-digit jerseys now available for running backs, receivers, tight ends, defensive backs, and linebackers. That is going to be extremely interesting as it relates to the land rush for the single-digit numbers.
It is. Oh, my gosh.
Learned a week ago today with Robert Woods on the program.
Yep.
He wore number 2 in college. He wants to wear number 2 now with the Rams. Jalen Ramsey wants number 2 with the Rams.
Yeah.
Maybe they're going to do rock, paper, scissors to figure it out. We'll talk more about rock, paper, scissors later. But you got to do something to figure out who's going to get those jerseys. And the other wrinkle, Chris, I was reminded of this by the league recently. Now, I asked the question. It's not like they reached out and told me, but it's an issue from years ago. If you want to change your number for the upcoming year and there's an inventory of unsold jerseys with your current number on them, you got to buy those.
That is such
There was a
BS.
time when Adrian Peterson was going to change his number, and he got the bill for what it was going to cost to change the number. He said, I'll wait. So that could keep some of these guys, the more popular guys, who are more likely to have a stockpile of jerseys in their current numbers. It's going to be harder for them because they're going to be the ones more likely to have to write the check.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, for lack of a better way to say it, that pisses me off. I mean, are they so when a guy has a jersey that's stockpiled, back in, and they got lots of, and then the team trades them or cuts them, is the NFL going to pay that player and go, hey, here's the other money that, from the jerseys of your, that's BS. That's BS. You change the rules are changed. You're going to make players pay to change their numbers here if there's still a lot of them back in stockpile? That I don't like. Everything else I'm all for. I think it is going to be really cool. I think at first I misunderstood that. I thought there was going to be defense and offensive linemen, or defensive linemen were going to be able to wear the single digits, but I think this is the right way, the way they're doing it, and it's going to be all-out war in the locker room for these numbers. It really is, because so many of these players, yes, have been single digits, high school, college. They think it looks cooler. I always thought it looked cooler, single digits, and you're going to have true, fights in the locker room here and competition and who knows what to try to get some of these numbers.
Pete makes a great point, too. Defensive linemen, defensive ends are going to want to be classified as linebackers.
Right.
So they can wear single digits. You need to think that through, though.
Yes.
Because if you ever get franchise tagged, you'd rather be a defensive end than a linebacker because defensive end pays better under the franchise tag. And we saw that issue with Shaq Barrett and the Buccaneers. They settled that earlier this year before they applied the franchise tag to him.
Yeah.
Could have applied it to. One of the reasons they didn't apply it to him a second time, he settled that grievance favorably, and the franchise tag for Barrett would have been over $20 million the second time around. So that's another wrinkle. And Chris, we went through this with J.J. Watt going to Arizona, and I've got on my list of things to do, research all the retired single-digit numbers throughout the league, because could it be that in some of these cities, retired isn't really retired because all of a sudden there's a star player who wants to wear that jersey number that previously he couldn't have worn by rule. Now he can wear it, and now the family of the late insert name of guy who the jersey was retired for says we give our blessing, because what else are they going to say? Because it puts them in a horrible spot.
Yeah.
I don't want to start down that rabbit hole again, but it puts the family in a horrible spot, because what are they going to say? No? Of course they're going to say yes.
Yeah, no, but Mike, you brought up we had Rashad Weaver yesterday, right, from Pitt, the defense end. He said exactly what you said, that he wouldn't mind if they made him an outside linebacker so he could wear that number and do that. So you're right. There's going to be some tinkering there, and maybe some guys that are those kind of hybrid outside linebackers, defensive ends, who are going to go, no, can you please list me as that? And maybe not understand the consequences of that franchise tag and things like that, too. That'll be interesting to watch, to see, what guys kind of put themselves out there to try to do that.
And Weaver, by the way, wore 17 at Pitt. He wouldn't be allowed to wear that number as a linebacker. It would have to be 1 or 7 or 8, the combination of 1 plus 7, one of the few math problems that I can still solve.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.